Panther fans, Timmy Vio here, the Panther Collins Podcast. Post game, Monday in the box, Cowboys, Panthers. So I'm having the recording a little differently today. I'm recording on TikTok, right? So, hello TikTok fans. Excuse me, I'm burping. A little too much Remy. That's what the referees for the Cowboys will do to you. I'm just saying. But just a different little setup here. Shout out to the Roaring Riot, and I got on my Panther gear. This is custom made Timmy VO hoodie. Shout out to Facebook shop. I'm just saying. Let's run over the stats real quick from the Cowboys game. A lot of good things happened for the Panthers, regardless. If you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. And before I get started, thanks to all you listeners and followers on TikTok and all the good stuff. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. I'll be uploading a lot more shorts on that platform. This works well for me, right? So never be afraid of understanding who you are and capitalizing off of that, kind of like the Panthers, right? So team offense totals, okay? So the Panthers had 292 total yards. The Bryce having 199 yards passing, 17 of 25, 3 touchdowns, 2 to Tetairoa. What's up? And 1 interception. Rico, total rushing was 183 yards and 30 carries. No rushing touchdowns, unfortunately. From scrimmage, but yeah, Rico, 239 total yards by one Rico Dowdle, folks. 183 yards rushing, so that was all on, for the most part, all on him. And 56 yards receiving, including a receiving touchdown. So Rico Dowdle, folks. And I know people are talking about, there might be some type of running back controversy, whatever. If you notice, Rico kept getting pulled out of certain plays, especially in the red zone, simply because he was getting us down the field along with Bryce with his legs. And, that is something that we need to seriously look at as fans, because Chuba, I really think people forget, again, too much Remy. I really think people forget how hard Chuba runs the football. In fact, go back to last year and look at Chuba when he was running the football, when he had 1,000 yards rushing. And I believe 2 games left that he didn't even play in, maybe 1. Stop doing that to Chuba, folks. Stop doing that. We have the luxury of continuing to win games and putting out yards on the ground with our starting running back healing from a calf injury. Stop doing that. There is no controversy. There is only hell waiting. Hell coming off the bench, Jack. Well, I should say off of injury. Okay? So don't worry. Rico and Chuba are going to complement each other. This coaching staff is going to make sure they do. You should be more worried about ETN, especially that Dallas guy, with a DJ Dallas or whatever. You should be worried more about them, because they're not going to see the rock very much when Chuba gets back. Clearly, for good reason. Okay, Bryce, again, 17 to 25. That unfortunate drop by Tetairoa on that slant route that resulted in an interception. That was really unfortunate. However, Tetairoa did wind up with 2 touchdowns. He only had 29 yards this game, mainly because of Rico, not because of the Dallas defense. But Tetairoa did his thing. He did his thing. He's very reliable. Tommy Tremble had 4 catches for 39 yards. Hunter Renfrow only had 1 catch, but it was probably one of the biggest catches in the game. Ryan Fitzgerald, another rookie, coming on there, 3 of 3 on field goals. With a 55-yarder, I believe, to wrap up the first half. Okay, so it was good things. The defense did their thing out there, and people have to remember that the Dallas offense was the number one passing offense coming into this game. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for the referees, they probably wouldn't have put up as many yards as they did, nor touchdowns. I'm just saying. Anyway, if you didn't watch the game, that's fine. But there were some very questionable calls. One questionable call was against J.C. Horn on a pass interference call, and the other call was on Dak Prescott. Well, excuse me, not on Dak Prescott, but involved Dak Prescott. And I believe it was Roseboom. They said he he got hit in the chin, whatever, some type of blow to the head, roughing a passer type of situation. And a lot of people focus on Roseboom's hand touching his helmet, but apparently it was mentioned on Fox News. Well, excuse me, a Fox sportscaster that said that it was a helmet to the chin. That was the reason for it. But yeah, overall, guys, ladies, the Panther offense didn't make a lot of mistakes, regardless of the fact that we were missing Moten. We were on our third right guard, and these guys still execute. And Rico was still putting up big yards. Right, man. The defense. Oh man, I don't know if this is because we got rid of DJ Johnson. I'm not sure, but I find it funny that we are really balling out right now. After DJ is gone, nonetheless. But the defense, for the most part, I think played a pretty clean game. You are not going to run the football on this team like that anymore. Now we're still missing starters. You're not going to run the football on this team like last year. This run defense last year would have got gashed. And Dak Prescott probably would have just balled it. Not this year, buddy. The Carolina Panthers defense is legit. They are legit. We were not afraid to allow the number one passing offense in coming into week 6. The number one passing offense, we were not afraid to let them just drop back and pass the football because we knew the run game was going to be non-existent. It was going to be a non-factor, and it was. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, going into week 7, over the past 2 weeks, this Carolina Panthers run defense has allowed less than 70 yards in 2 games on the ground. Evero what? It's very clear, ladies and gentlemen. This Carolina Panthers defense is legit. This Carolina Panthers offense plugs and plays. What I mean by that is next man up comes in and executes and gets it done. Jimmy Horn is still looking like Jimmy. There's a reason why, Renfro only got 1 target and Hunter was all over the field. It's not Hunter, excuse me, and Jimmy was all over the field today. There's a reason for that. And shout out to XL for catching the ball on that screen and just putting his foot in the ground and just going upfield. And it's unfortunate that that defender tried to hold him on that double move, and it was a pass interference call nonetheless. But he hit him with that double move, and Bryce had him. He might have had a touchdown on that play, but XL's gonna be okay. He's going to be okay. I'm glad he's rebounding after that. What was a game or 2 off due to that hamstring injury. I think this is somewhat XL's benching in relation to Bryce's benching last year. He came back and rebounded. Same thing about XL. So I'm glad to see that. And ladies and gentlemen, Tetairoa. I am so glad we drafted this kid. And shout out to Dan Morgan and his scouting team and that front office. Between Coker and guys, keep pounding. But Dan Morgan, that front office really came through and did some great things this year, and I'm extremely proud of that. As a fan. Not because I work for the Panther organization, but as a fan, it was great to see. And from what I understand, I was watching the game here with my wife. From what we saw, it was there was a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans in those stands. It was hard to tell who was cheering for who in some cases, but just to hear that roar from the crowd. On the radio, because we always listen to the radio. We mute the television, and we listen to Anish and Jake and Luke Kuechly up there, and it's always great because you can hear the crowd. You can hear the crowd the whole game, and to hear that roar from the crowd when Fitzgerald hit that game winner, And all those Cowboy fans is just quiet. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Hell, something. But yeah, we're going to enjoy this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to enjoy this. We beat America's team and America's refs. I'm just saying that those calls are just horrendous. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But yeah, anyway, yeah. At the end of the day, you have to go out there and execute, regardless of what the referees are doing. They're there to do a job, and at the end of the day, the players are out there to do theirs, man, and the coaching staff. So, we're off to the Jets. I believe that's an away game, if I'm not mistaken. So, the New York Jets next week, folks. Could it be that we get our first road win of the season? That's one thing that has eluded us. And I'm not quite sure if Canales is going to change up the day-to-day when it comes to away games, but I'm hoping that he gets these guys in the state of mind that they go out there and execute regardless. Because I know that they as in New York Jets, their defensive coordinator is going to be ready for us, and that defensive coordinator, ladies and gentlemen, is Coach Wilkes. If you didn't know, so Panthers pulled it off. Played some, I dare say, just play some organized football, despite the penalties, in spite of the penalties, and pulled it off. Great game. For a young team, it's a great game. Great game. Clean football, no fumbles. I don't think the Panthers had a fumble. But no turnovers outside of, just an unfortunate situation with T-Mac and his normally sure-handedness. And hey, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are officially at 500. When was the last time we could say? Anyway, I'm not getting all that. I just wanted to share my thoughts on this wonderful, wonderful Monday morning. Welcome to the Panthercons podcast, ladies and gentlemen. And by all means, subscribe. Check out the videos. Check out the audio, obviously, on Podbeam and wherever you enjoy your podcasting. And let's enjoy this. It's about damn time. We're starting to look like a football team. We're starting to look like a dangerous football team. And if you guys remember early on, before the season even started, Coach Canales mentioned that this is going to be a team that people are not going to want to play because we're dangerous. In three phases of football, we're dangerous. If you cannot run the football on us, ladies and gentlemen, you have to rely on your pass game. We're going to expose you eventually. And when we can establish a run consistently and just line up and punch people in the mouth, as they say in the world of football, which I love to hear, we're going to keep pounding. And quite frankly, that's something people don't want to see. Because when we get that kind of swagger where we just keep pounding week after week after week after week, we're heading in the right direction. And granted, our linebackers, our middle linebackers had a problem, right? Pickens was a problem. I get that. But when you're 11 on 11, you're not going to win with two against 11, 3 against 11. Eventually, you're going to have to pay the piper. And that piper is a run game. And the ability to dissect the defense, which is one Bryce Young. And if you don't believe me, go back and look at that pass he laid on Hunter Renfrow in the fourth quarter, on the fourth down. That young man is ice cold. Bryce Young was never the problem. And he's going to keep reminding you doubters that. But again, thanks for checking out the Monday in the Box with the Panthercons podcast. I'm your host, Timmy Vio. And by God, Carolina Panther fans, let's keep out. Peace.